Hey guys, welcome back to Super Dynamic Bros. My name is Mike Sarabona,
I'm Isaiah Amaro.
and today we'll be reviewing War for the Planet of the Apes.
Spoiler free.
Spoiler free, don't worry guys, no spoilers here. Now, Isaiah, I do have to say, this is probably my favorite movie of the year so far.
That's saying a lot. Are you sure it's your favorite movie of the year?
I had a long time to think about it, and it was like Logan and War, and I just kept competing in my mind, and I had to bring it up. I had to bring it above Logan.
Wow. This is definitely a great movie to end a trilogy.
Like the perfect ending to a great trilogy.
And it definitely sets up to where the original Planet of the Apes will start off.
This really kind of really brought it into to the original.
Definitely.
And there's a lot of like little hints and Easter eggs. We're not gonna get into that, but I haven't felt like this emotional during a movie in such a long time, and that all thanks to such a great job that they did with these characters.
Oh yeah, the characters, story-wise, special effects was amazing, of course.
Like there were honestly some scenes where I thought Caesar looked like a real ape.
Yeah.
Like each movie, these special effects get better. Like these apes, like I'm telling you, motion capture has gone such a long way now.
Compared to the makeup effects like before, I mean, this one was just top notch.
Like to the makeup effects before, but like how they did, like let's say like Gollum back in Lord of the Rings.
Yeah.
Like 13 or so years ago.
Where you can do like minimum movements or before you look cheesy, or you have to do it at night so it doesn't look that bad.
Yeah, but
this one was just
it's an actual performance that they're doing. Like you saw real emotion in these apes' eyes, and especially in Caesar. Like I gotta say, he's got to be one of the greatest like hero characters in any franchise. One of, not the greatest, but he's definitely high up there.
And what I love too about this too, you see it. You know, you grow more with Caesar and stuff throughout the first one as a kid, child, baby, ape. Second one of him being on his own, starting a family, to this one now is
in the second one he's a reluctant hero.
Basically,
you know, he doesn't want to get involved with the humans. He just wants to keep him and his tribe safe
until he has to do you could say a brother on brother fight to how things should be running.
Yeah, and in this one, it's just such an intense story. Like, don't be fooled by the title War. This movie is not really about big battles and
ape versus humans.
Yeah, it's really not like that. It's more of like a war against himself. It's like an internal struggle that Caesar has throughout the movie.
And you could say it too, him battling of, I don't want to be like the villain of the last movie, Kobo. I don't want to end up being like him. I don't want to think that way. But then you see him struggling too. It's like, I don't want revenge. I really don't want, I want to set a right path for everybody, for all my family.
But there are circumstances that happens in the movie where it brings them to this really dark place, and you don't know what's going to happen with him. You really don't.
No, actually, I was so caught up in the moment, trying to like, oh shit, what's gonna happen next? What's the next step? Well, you see the struggle in his eyes too.
Yeah, this movie had so many twists and turns, and I do have to say, every great movie has its great villain.
Of course.
And Woody Harrelson plays the villain of this movie, and he is phenomenal. Just like kind of how I said about Michael Keaton back in Spider-Man. There's a reason why you hire Woody Harrelson in this movie, in this type of role. He brings such a darkness and such he's just fueled with hate, but he has reasoning behind it.
Yeah.
You kind of see where he's going with it, but you can also tell he's a crazy person.
Yeah, he has his moments where you'll see with how he was, what level was he at before, and what draw him down to where he's at in the movie, and why he's acting this way, and why he's doing these things at the end with the apes, without spoiling everything. But yeah, just like how he said with Michael Keaton, I felt his way. And I'm not just blindsided like, oh, okay, this is the villain, I hate him, I don't know why he's doing this, but just, I hope he dies at the end type thing. But no, I was like, okay, I see both sides of the story.
It's like and that's what every great villain is in a movie. Is they're not just being bad to be bad. They're doing stuff because it's what they believe that they have to do. And that really brings out a very great and complex villain. Someone that you don't want to root for him. You don't want to root for him at all, but you see where he comes from. And it's a great foil for Caesar to combat with.
Yeah, that's another thing I liked about this trilogy compared to all the other Planet of the Apes movies. You're seeing more of the ape side of this, of how they react because of the virus and how all that, not just humans on a ape world trying to escape or try to go back to how things used to be and try to overpower the apes.
Yeah,
this one, yeah, kind of sight on the apes on this one.
Yeah, no, in the original Planet of the Apes movies back in the 60s and 70s,
even the 2000.
Yeah, the heroes were the humans, but they pretty much switched on its heads, and now you're really following these apes. The apes are the good guys.
And you see more of the humans as the animals in this one.
Yeah, it's a definite like role reverse. And the fact that you can conjure emotion out of me just to root for Caesar, to root for these apes, means to me that you are telling a great story. You are giving these apes these such great characters, and God, I would give Andy Serkis any nomination.
I know he had trouble before with nominations because they didn't know where to categorize motion capture at.
Yeah, because there's a lot of people that do,
Exactly, they didn't know if they want to count it as animation or acting or.
I think this should be considered acting because most of the performance is him doing it.
Yeah, he's acting. I mean, there's a lot of scenes where it's just apes in one room and they're talking sign language, or Caesar will be talking in English, and you're following it, but in the back of your mind, it's like I'm watching apes talking to each other.
I'm watching apes talking to each other, and I'm getting an emotional response out of it. I'm feeling for it.
Exactly, which I think they should count as motion capture as their own categories, because nowadays too everything's motion captures. The latest superhero movies are going to be motion capture characters. Yeah,
this is a really real turning point when it comes to special effects. When it comes to what do you really consider acting to be, because Andy Serkis, he's giving a performance. This is definitely I would describe this as a performance. This isn't just a CGI character. This is a character.
And for him to really make you believe he's an actual ape is something remarkable in my eyes.
Yeah, and that's why I have to. This is definitely my favorite movie of the year so far, and I'm gonna go big for this movie. I'm giving this a 10 out of 10. This is no
flaws at all.
This is a masterpiece for me. I can't really think of any flaws that would bring it down.
I can't think so either, but if I had to compare it to the other two previous Planet of the Apes trilogy, part of the trilogy, I will probably put this right at level, maybe a little bit above Part 2, because Part 2 was really good.
I know. That's why I would also consider this one of the best trilogies out there. Part 2 was it's like Wars right here, and Part 2 is like right here.
And that's a rare occasion where you can find a sequel that is better than the first one.
And it's another rare occasion where the third entry into your trilogy is your best one. Can you really say any other trilogy has ever done that?
No, majority of the time is either we'll have a good one or a strong one, strong 2,
very strong 2,
or a less unfortunate Part 3.
Yeah, like a Matrix Revolution,
or like a Spider-Man 3. Or like a Godfather 3.
Oh, especially a Godfather 3.
Oh my god.
Oof. Jeez.
But back to Apes, yeah. I'm really glad they ended it on this note. When you watch the movie, you're going to be like, wow, I kind of want more. And if they reboot Planet of the Apes, but throughout their style of shooting,
If they do the first,
If they
very first one over again.
If they go back to the first one, which I don't know how many years later would they do, because this one will take place, I think it said 15 years.
This is
Since
15
the
years
first
after the first one.
Yeah.
So you still have a long time. Because I can't remember when Planet of the Apes technically took place.
It shouldn't be that far. Maybe like another 10 years later because of one of the characters.
I mean, it could be. I mean, Caesar's youngest son, Cornelius, is one of the main characters from Planet of the Apes.
Well, so is Nova too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I do have to say, all the side characters,
Well, great.
all the other apes, even Nova, was a great addition. And actually, one of my favorite additions to the movie was the new character known as Bad Ape.
Bad Ape. He was the comic relief. Yeah.
Yes, he was brilliant comic relief, played by Steve Zahn.
It was Steve Zahn,
which was pretty awesome. So, what would you rate this movie?
It's definitely a high 9, close to a 10. I don't know why I want to give it a 10, but definitely it was one of my top movies this year. Definitely a top 3.
Definitely
which
top
was 3? A surprise or two.
Yeah.
I wouldn't have put Planet of the Apes as one of my top movies this year, but it definitely surprised me.
Yeah, and I'm really glad. The director is Matt Reeves, and his next project is going to be The Batman. So,
which I'm glad too, because when he was making this movie, he wanted to stay focused on this movie and not the Batman until he's done. If the movie's in theaters, and he could just let it go.
Now he's done with it. Now he's going to be moving on to the Batman, and
all that focus he had on Planet of the Apes, I really want to see what he's going to do with it.
He's definitely an incredible director. I can't wait to see where his career goes from now. He's made some great stuff, and hopefully he's gonna continue making some awesome, even better stuff in the future. Well, guys, thank you for joining us today, and catch you guys later.
Goodbye.